Alright, welcome back here at Lawn Master's Paradise. Today we'll be scalping down the backyard. I just made a short on my YouTube shorts and I just need a few more subscribers. Please like and subscribe. So we're going to take this, even though you know it's green, it's dormant. Well, not technically dormant, but in winter dormancy as they call it. And it's green. So you're supposed to have your Bermuda looking brown, like this. This is what they call winter dormancy. It's kind of brownish green, somewhat healthy. And so we're going to be scalping this down, all the way down the dirt. And we're going to be scalping that little section and this. So this right here is actually all blackjack Bermuda. We planted it, see what it would do, and that's what Bermuda is supposed to look like. So I learned that blackjack Bermuda is more of a old school common Bermuda almost. It kind of replicates common Bermuda. So that's what common Bermuda will look like in the winter. So if you have common Bermuda in your lawn, this is what it's going to look like. It's not dead. You didn't kill it. It's just in winter dormancy. If you come over here, you can see right here, it's back in green. So when you have warm temperatures, that's what Bermuda's going to do. But remember, we're still technically in winter, but we're having a warm front come through here and warming things up. So here's the back, and now we're going to fire this thing up and get to cutting. So please like, subscribe, and comment down below. It helps out my channel also as comments. And stick around and enjoy the show. So this is scalp number 1, and it's all scalped down to well, down to 3/8 of an inch. So yeah, so this is what it looks like. Even though, yeah, it looks awful this way. So if we pan this way, yeah, it looks awful, but it'll grow back. And the thing is, with this back right here, this portion of the lawn, is if you look, the sun comes up from this side, over by the school, comes over this way, and comes over my house, over this direction. Well, this part of my lawn doesn't get a whole lot of sun. I mean, it probably gets a fraction, probably this much of my lawn right here, and it will set. The sun will set. So this portion of my lawn will take longer to grow and to come back in the spring versus up here, because up here actually gets more sunlight during the day. And also, when the sun changes, this area will get sunlight in the morning and probably shade out in the afternoon and then come back sunny. So I'll be scalping this down right here, this little portion here. The reason why I have moss is probably because I have a low pH. And the thing is, when you're working on a budget with your lawn, and you can't just throw $200-300 worth of products into your lawn, a month. So you got to budget in, maybe 1 bag a month, which I'm on because of the circumstances I'm in. So I have to come in here 1 bag a month or save up. And I'm still looking for the best price lime to put down, because apparently the moss shows the signs of low pH and stuff like that from what I read. So if you have low pH in your lawn, you're probably having moss in your lawn. And I've seen from a walk around my neighborhood, there's one house where he just mows up and down. He just mows his lawn up and down. He has these big rut marks for where his mower mows at. And I just kind of see that, and if he crosses that, does a checkerboard, I guarantee you he'll ruin half his lawn from the rotary mower he uses. And that's very important, to change up your mowing every time you mow. You want to mow one way, mow the other, or do it both at the same time. I don't know. But mowing one direction the whole time, just mowing one direction, is awful for your lawn. And it makes your lawn look awful. It's not called lawn stripes if you're doing it that way. It's not called lawn stripes. It's called rut stripes, because you're putting ruts in your lawn and just showing where the mower went. So that's basically what you're doing. Anyways, so back here we got moss. As you can tell, it's very, very green. And honestly, it was even darker green before in the winter. And I'm be real mowing down this section here. And right here is what Bermuda is supposed to look like in the winter. So that's what Bermuda is looking like. But since some areas have better soil health than others, we do have, just like you saw over on the other patch, we do have green and brown here. So some of it went dormant, some of it didn't. And a lot of this is, had to fill in. But also, the reason why my lawn looks like this, so I'll give you a further panel view. The reason why my lawn looks like this, simply for the fact that I had an orange tree and had a tangelo tree. The most shaded kind of tree you can have versus an oak tree and other kind of trees. And and also a mulberry tree. Mulberry trees are just awful for your lawn. So If you're trying to grow warm season grass, get rid of your trees and you'll have grass. But if you want cool season grass and have tons of shade, well, yeah. So, yeah, if you want shade, go ahead and have a tree. But remember, the root zone of a tree, a mulberry tree will have a lot of roots. So as it gets older in your lawn, some roots might pop up and actually ruin your lawn. So depending on your tree, you gotta research that your tree, the roots, and how the roots are going to grow, and what it will look like in 50 years, you know. So keep that in mind. On the other thing, now that there's no tree here, no orange or tangelo, I have full sun. This will grow in better. It was very patchy and it wasn't growing because there was no sun. Bermuda hates shade completely, so that's why it thins out, and that's why it goes the way it does. And that's why I have a perfectly green patch right there, is because that was the sunniest part of my lawn. So here we go for part 2 of scalping. All right, here we go. so that's the scalp. Now, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna have to dump out the grass clippings, take the reel mower into the garage, and then file out my reel again, because it's just, I guess I hit a rock or something and it's out of balance, so I have to spend 30 minutes to a couple hours fixing it just to get it ready for another cut. So the other reason why, there's a reason why this, I already explained it, but I didn't do much work back here on the previous time until I cut down the tree, simply for the fact that, you know, there's so much shade. But also, it takes a lot of work. It's not just about fertilizing it and mowing it and having it grow. It's actually, there's a lot of manual labor that goes into this, and people don't realize how much manual labor you need to do for a warm season grass. I mean, in this situation here, yes, I have to do a lot of work. So put these options out there. I don't have enough money to go out and rent an aerator. Can't do that. So I have manual aerators, manual core aerators. You do by foot. And you guys saw in one of my short clips on YouTube, that came out in the front yard and spent 6.5 hours to plug aerate my front yard, just that one section. That was 6 hours. So I have to wake up at 5 a.m., be out here by 6, and spend 5-6 hours plugging, core aerating this whole backyard right here. This portion right here. And then the next day, I have to come out. I probably have to spend 3 or 4 hours doing that section. So when you're growing a lawn, and if you want a nice, decent looking lawn, a really great look, or not, well, depends on how, you know, how much effort and time you put into it. But if you put 100% effort into it, and you really care for it, and you really put you put your money into your products, and you really put the manual labor into it, by the end of the season, I mean, you saw, I was cutting the front a 1/2 inch. I was having those line stripes beaming. So that's how much effort I put into it, almost every single time that I had free time. And honestly, I don't really watch I don't sit around really when there's sun, when it's sunny outside and it's nice. I'm out in the yard working my butt off, making things look nice, taking care of the weeds, making my backyard nice so it's presentable, so I can come out and say, man, I did a lot of work. So I have to come back here. I also bought some foot spike shoes. And those really work if you just want a spiking. I wouldn't really come out here and spike the whole lawn. I would spike certain areas, like I would spike that area there that I just mowed, that little area, and then the bottom over there I would spike. But for areas like this, right in here, I would not spike at all. I would, honestly, I would leave this section alone to let it grow in, fill in, do its work, fertilize it, you know, just do the maintenance to it. I mean, over the whole lawn, but I do certain sections. And maybe this season I'll get my plugger out and plug my backyard. And that's another thing is, when you're working with yard tools, I made a video about it. I didn't talk about my my plugger, simply for the fact that nobody owns one. You know, no one's, well, what's a plugger? Oh, I think it's you plug stuff. Yeah, well, you do. They have a bulb plugger for flowers. They have a lawn a grass plugger. You could plug your lawn. But to touch on the plugger a little bit, a plugger is mainly to replant your grass. And I don't know if you can plug a cool season lawn. I don't think you can. Simply for the fact that I don't know. Every time you rip out a cool season grass, it kind of goes, into, I guess, dormancy or the killing look, dying phase, I guess. And you're gonna have dead grass. So I don't think cool season lawns can be plugged. I know it could be aerated and dethatched. You can do that heavily for your lawn. You can reseed. The cool season lawn, you do very minimal maintenance with it. Warm season Bermuda, you're basically a workhorse. So that's the big difference there. And yeah, for plugging this, I would have to plug this section right here, right there, and find empty spaces and plug. And then what you do is, how you do a plug is say, let me bring you guys with me. So you take a plug from here, okay? You come over here and you put it right here. Well, you take this dirt and you come back and you plug right where you plugged. Okay? So that's how plugging works. You have to alternate where you put stuff in order for the plug to work. So yeah, that's how plugging works. So if you wanted to come out here, sorry, dang it, stupid cactus. Sorry about that. If you want to come out here and like core aerate, honestly, I probably wouldn't core aerate it this backyard yet. I probably would core aerate over there because that's more filled in than this section. So what I'm going to end up doing up here, so the names I've created for my Lawn Master's Paradise was, my front yard's kind of a chipping putting green up front. Back here is the fairway, so this is the fairway. And then this is the chipping and putting green. Okay, so those are the two areas I've named after for my backyard here. And so, quote unquote, my fairway here, in order for me to make it a fairway and actually make it filled in, is I have to come in and plug it. So what I'm going to have to do, and my plugger, so the plugger I have holds 10 plugs. I can come out, I can plug this section 10 times, okay? And then dump them out and put them where I need to. And say, this section right here, I can plug 10 times and put those plugs I put over here, from over here to right here, I can plug. And then take this, what I plugged here, and replace it here. So that's how plugging works if you want your lawn to fill in. That's how you want your lawn to fill in. That's how you make it fill in. Even though I talked about, just let it grow in and use the rhizomes and stolons. Well, I think it's going to be a little bit harder to do that, just kind of naturally doing that, because if you didn't see, my lawnmower is bouncing all over the place. I have sections of grass that have little patches and stuff like that. So I think back here I'm just going to plug it and do very minimal maintenance. Probably just fertilize it, lime it, get the pH up, and stuff like that. So as of this section, as you can tell, it's scalped. So I didn't really scalp it too low. I actually did scalp it down to the lowest setting, like 3/8 or something like that, just to get it as scalped. But as you can tell here, you see those little divots, those little holes? Well, those are areas that don't have soil in or the soil is too low in the lawn. So every time I go over, it's bouncing and hitting, and it's very hard to have a smooth surface. So I probably need to put soil over it and redo it that way. and that's going to be throughout the whole entire lawn. So this top section fairway is going to be a project. So for 2025, we're going to have to work on that. And so I think that's about it. I know not too many people actually use a aerator or rent one, because just the insurance alone is more costly than the actual machine to rent it, because the machine itself is cheap. But to insure it, oh man. I think last time I rented that core aerator for my front and back when I first started this project, it was $150 just for the insurance. I think it was like 98 or about $100 just to rent the machine without the insurance. But with insurance, that you came out to like $215 for 4 hours. So is it really worth the 200 and something? It's probably even more now. It's probably like 230, 240. I don't even know. I haven't seen prices lately, but with inflation now, I can only imagine. So that's why I go down the route that I take with, certain things like the front. I tore out my neighbor's cool season. Well, honestly, if I would have went out, if I had the money, if I went out and rented a sod cutter and cut up his sod, yeah, that's so easy. Well, the thing is, you also got to put in this perspective is hauling it away, dump fee, you got to inquire all those things into a lawn care service. If you come in and do a big project like that, is the renting of the equipment. Am I making enough to cover the cost of the rental equipment? Yes or no? And honestly, I don't have the funds to make that happen. So I went out and I do it the hard way. People think it's stupid, it's crazy, it's wild, it's not necessary. Well, if you're stuck in a situation like me and you can't go out and rent equipment, I guarantee you would find some kind of way of taking out a cool season lawn and putting in a warm season grass. So just my perspective on things. And yeah, that's why I put out flyers. So I mean, people just, I don't know if they just want a cheap service and just a bunch of weeds. I mean, yeah, I just don't understand it. But it doesn't make any sense that, a mobile, like I said, but we won't go down that route again. So, all right. So I think that will do it from here. We are going to be putting in something here. It's going to be so spectacular. It's going to make you wear sunglasses at night. So if you can put the math together of what's going in this corner right here, that's going to make you have to wear sunglasses at night, kind of think of what's going to be put there. And comment down below what's going to be put in this corner once I get the money to do that. So, I might also, I'll still be using my solar lights, what I've been using. And I haven't made a nighttime real mowing session yet. That's going to be happening, I don't know when. So, even though I put things in plans, things always change, so it doesn't always happen. So, I think that's it from Lawn Master at Lawn Master's Paradise. We'll see you next time when I come out and I start fertilizing it, and it'll be fertilizing and hopefully plugging. So from Lawn Master at Lawn Master's Paradise, see you in the next one.